Summer of Love. Part 1. The Arrival. Ilara had always believed that nothing exciting ever happened in the sleepy town of Willowbend. Nestled between sunflower fields and winding country roads, the town moved slowly, too slowly, for a girl with a head full of dreams and a sketchbook bursting with wanderlust. She spent most days working at the local bookstore, helping her grandmother at the bakery on weekends, and sketching places she longed to see. It was the beginning of June when he arrived. He drove a rust-red van with paint peeling off the sides and music drifting out through the open windows. Ilara had just closed the bookstore for lunch when she saw him pull into the square. Tall, suntanned, and wearing a wide-brimmed hat, he stepped out like a man who'd seen 1,000 cities and was still looking for something. Their eyes met. Something electric passed between them. "Is this the way to Maple Lane?" he asked, offering a crooked smile. Ilara blinked. "Yeah, you're just a block away. Take a right past the bakery." "Thanks," he said, lingering. "I'm Leo. I'm an artist, staying here for the summer." "I'm Ilara," she replied. "You'll like Willowbend. It's quiet." Leo grinned. "I like quiet." And just like that, everything began to change. Part 2. Brushstrokes and breezes. Leo made himself a part of the town. He turned a room above the old tailor's shop into a makeshift studio, filled it with canvases and scattered brushes. Every morning, he wandered town with his sketchpad, stopping to paint lakes, barns, and people. The townsfolk were curious but charmed. But no one saw the side of Leo that Ilara did. They kept bumping into each other. At the market, he carried her bag. At the lake, they sat by the lilies. At the summer fair planning meeting, he offered to paint the backdrop for the stage. "You sketch?" he asked one day, seeing her notebook peek from her bag. "A little," she replied, hesitant. He asked to see it, and she let him. Her pages were filled with quiet dreams, seascapes, city streets, and fantastical places. "This one," Leo said, pointing to a sketch of a golden forest with flating lights. "Looks like a dream I had." Later, they sat in the sunflower fields, sketching in silence. The warm wind carried the scent of petals and distant rain. Leo leaned toward her and gently brushed a strand of hair from her face. "This place feels different," he murmured. Ilara looked at him. "How so?" He paused. "Because you're here." Her breath caught. In that moment, something bloomed. Part 3. Fireworks and First Touches. Summer rolled on with golden afternoons and starry nights. Ilara and Leo grew inseparable. They wandered through the woods, picnicked by the lake, and painted side by side. People in town began to notice. Whispers of the girl from the bookstore and the wandering painter spread, but Ilara didn't care. One night, the town held its annual bonfire by the river. The fire crackled, music played, and laughter echoed under the stars. Ilara wore a blue dress, her hair braided with wildflowers. Leo found her near the fire, his eyes lighting up. "You look like someone out of one of your sketches," he said. They danced slowly, surrounded by fireflies and music. Afterward, they wandered away from the crowd, stopping near the old footbridge. The moon shimmered on the water. Ilara shivered, and Leo wrapped his jacket around her shoulders. "I never thought I'd find someone, that made me want to stop moving," he whispered. Ilara looked up at him, her heart racing. He leaned in slowly. She closed the distance. Their first kiss was gentle, like the summer wind, warm, soft, inevitable. Part 4. Cracks in the sky. But even summer has storms. As July wore on, Ilara began to wonder, what happens when summer ends? Leo never talked about staying. His paintings grew more restless, darker shades, uncertain lines. One afternoon, she found him packing some of his supplies. "You're leaving," she said quietly. Leo looked up, startled. "Not yet, but soon." He didn't answer. Tears welled in her eyes. You said this place felt different. It does, he said, stepping closer. But I've always moved on. I don't know how to stay. Ilara's voice broke. Maybe you don't want to. Leo reached for her hand. I don't want to lose you. Then stay. He hesitated, long enough to break her heart. Part 5. The Goodbye That Wasn't. The next week passed in silence. Leo painted alone. Ilara threw herself into the bookstore and pretended not to care. But every corner of the town reminded her of him. The bridge, the fields, even the coffee shop, where he'd once drawn her smile on a napkin. Then, on the last day of July, she found an envelope slipped through the bookstore door. It was a sketch, a drawing of her, in the sunflower field, sunlight in her hair, and eyes full of wonder. Below it, a note. I thought I could keep moving, but maybe I've already arrived. Meet me where we first met. Heart pounding, Ilara ran to the square. He was there, leaning against his van, holding a single sunflower. I never asked if I could stay, he said, smiling, because I was afraid you'd say no. She laughed through her tears. You idiot. He stepped forward, cupped her face, and kissed her like coming home. Part 6. A new canvas. August brought change. Leo decided to stay, at least for a while. He rented a permanent studio and held painting classes for local kids. Ilara added a gallery corner to the bookstore and displayed his work. They didn't need grand plans. Just mornings with coffee, afternoons in the sun, and nights under stars. One evening, while watching the sunset from the lake, Leo whispered, You know, I used to chase the perfect painting. Did you find it? She asked. He turned to her, eyes soft. I found you. She smiled, leaned on his shoulder, and watched the sun melt into gold.